morning, my name is Julie Wheeler and I have a unique talent for interior design. Unfortunately, interior design can be costly and I also have a budget. How many of you have ever wanted to make a purchase but you discovered it wasn't in your budget plan? That's exactly what happened to me and why I started making curtain valances. I learned in this process that curtain valances were very cost efficient. They were fairly easy to make and most of all they were fun to put together. I also discovered this was an excellent way to add style to my home at a low cost. I know right now many of you are thinking, I could never put a curtain valance together, but I promise you, you can do this, even if you have very little or no sewing skill. If you follow 3 basic steps of assembly, you can put a curtain valance together. I know this for a fact because when I made my first curtain valance, I did not have very much experience at sewing. In fact, I had to borrow a sewing machine from my neighbor. So please trust me when I tell you that it is easy to put a curtain valance together. To put the curtain valance together, you're going to first need to gather up a few supplies. The first thing, of course, would be the material. As you can see, it can be any type of material that fits your home decor. You're also, at this time, if you're going to add ribbon or tassels at the bottom, you need to gather that up. It can be whatever you want, or you can leave it plain. You're also going to need a few sewing supplies. Sewing supplies include pins, thread, a tape measure, and scissors. You will need a sewing machine for this project and an iron. After you have your supplies, you need to go to the curtain that you're going to be putting the valance above and take your tape measure and measure the width of the window. You will start at the left side of the window facing and measure all the way to the right side of the window facing, and then you need to double this and write it down. After you do this comes the third step and a fun step, which is the actual curtain assembly. You're going to lay your material on a flat surface. I suggest a table, and then you're going to take the width that you have doubled and lay your tape measure out and make that cut for the width of the curtain valance. Now when you decide the length of it, since it's your custom design, you can make that length whatever you want. So after you decide how long you want your valance to be, you need to add 4 inches to that for seam allowance and then make your cut. You have a nice flat piece of material, and now we're going to start doing some actual sewing on the curtain valance. You're going to take your left side and your right side and fold them under and make little pin marks, and then stitch the left side and the right side. You're going to do this same process to the top. Fold it under, pin, and make a stitch. But on the top, you're going to add 1 additional stitch. This is for the rod to go through nicely. And then you're going to take the bottom and fold it and pin it and also do your stitch. You have your curtain valance finished, but you need to press it so that it looks nicely. So after you press your curtain valance, you are totally finished with your interior design. I have completed 2 valances I would like to show you so that you'll have a visual aid of what they look like. You notice I have a country looking and a more formal looking valance, but I did both of these valances by using the 3 steps. I gathered my materials, I measured my window, and then I did a few simple cuts, folds, and stitches. I hope each of you have discovered a new and easy way to make something beautiful for your home.